Good evening, everybody. How are you doing? You are watching Mike and Lauren live. High five. It is Tuesday night at 8:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. And if this is your we are Mike and Lauren. And we have a YouTube channel here. We do live shows every Tuesday night, and every Friday and Sunday we do shorter, more condensed videos, a little more thought out. So if this is your first video, maybe go check out one of those or stick around. But just so you know, it's going to be a dialogue tonight about, the topic is...
YouTube.
About YouTube. Go figure. This actually started as something completely different, and then we started going through all of our subscriptions, and then we posed a question, is YouTube the new boob tube?
Which I didn't know was TV.
She didn't know the phrase.
No, I never
Boob tube.
heard that before.
I'm gonna drink some water, hold on. So if you don't know what boob tube is, it is a slang term for TV, specifically network television. So that's the question we have tonight, is watching YouTube. You know, they say watching TV rots your brain, it's a waste of time, the average family. Totally agree. But are we hypocrites for watching YouTube every night? Because I personally probably watch an hour, maybe more, every night. Because we go to bed, what time? What time do you go to bed?
9.
Like 9-ish, 9:30, and then I'll probably stay up till like 10 or 10:30. So you're talking an hour and a half of YouTube every day. So is that the same as bad as TV? But first, keeping things. Needed to get to these first. Newsletter. So we sent out our newsletter. If you didn't get that, you can go to newsletter.mikeandlauren.com. Basically, we share everything: our income, our expenses, our net worth, our health goals. Is there anything else that we don't reveal? It was in that email, and it went out on Sunday. So
well, not everything, because people had some questions.
Oh yeah, that's the whole point of bringing it up. Two things that have been oversights, because we've only been doing this 2 or 3 months now. Housing. So we put in a little paragraph at the bottom that housing is included in my pay because we live on the church property where I work. And so instead of me having to go through and change all of the graphs in Photoshop, because it's not included, it would throw all of the income and the expenses and utilities, blah, 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 all out of whack. So basically just add in $650 a month and then subtract $650. That's in there. And then 2 people actually brought up, and I think Greg was one of them. Greg E. is here tonight. Hey, Greg. Asked about cell phones. Yes, we also have cell phones. Another oversight on my part. But we are on a family plan with Lauren's mom where we pay $20 a month per phone, and we just lump some payments whenever. I think the last time we paid was September-ish.
Usually like every 6 months or so.
Yeah, so you'll see that show up maybe March, maybe April. I don't really know. Same thing. It's just easier for me just to put that in a little thing in the bottom than have to go through and modify everything. So I don't want this newsletter to become like something I enjoy doing it now, because it's mostly just screenshotting graphs and then talking about what happened. And if it became much more work than that, I wouldn't like it. So that's where we're at with that. Next on the list. We got some books from a viewer, Brad. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
He sent us some books about commercial real estate because we mentioned that we wanted to get into getting into buying real estate. And so I got 2 books from that I'm going to read. So thank you very much, Brad. I will let you know as I read through those and what I've learned. This is kind of dumb, but JanSport is not sponsoring or anything, but I just thought this was cool. I had never taken JanSport up on their lifetime warranty, and I bought a JanSport backpack like 5 or 10 years ago for $3 on clearance, and it finally broke, and they have a lifetime warranty, and I sent it in, and they sent me a brand new backpack. So
Mike was pretty excited about that.
Thank you, JanSport. So there's that. The podcast.
Yay, podcast.
Literally 10 minutes ago, not even 10 minutes.
No.
5 minutes ago, we got email that from iTunes that our podcast is officially live.
Which,
Lauren.
Yes.
Go ahead.
I was going to say, which our podcast is just going to be the audio
just a
from
live
our
show.
live shows.
Yes, so Lauren figured this out all on her own. I had tried to do it about 2 months ago and quit. Taking the audio from our live shows and then putting it on the website and then creating an XML file and then creating an RSS feed and submitting it to iTunes, blah, 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 blah. Lauren spent all day Friday.
It was a pain.
And she figured it all out and submitted it, and we got approved. So if you want to listen to the show in your car, if you can't make it live or whatever, now we have a podcast. And we've gotten lots of comments, but I'm going to keep going through these real quick. That is why. Why did we bring up the podcast and Lauren doing that? Because this is how we got the idea for the topic. As soon as Lauren was watching all these videos about setting up an RSS feed for iTunes, suddenly our recommendations for YouTube was just flooded with RSS and, blogging and things like that. And YouTube's recommendation engine is pretty wonky, that if you just watch one video or two videos on a particular topic, it thinks like you want to know everything about that. So it got me thinking, what are the videos that we watch? What are the channels that we watch? How small is YouTube? Are we all watching the same channels and don't really know it? Or is YouTube bigger than we think? Because occasionally...
Which, actually, there's been a few times when you've been on videos and you've seen comments from our commenters.
Yeah.
And it's pretty cool every time.
So it makes me wonder, how big is YouTube? And actually, one of the channels that we'll show later, Arduino versus Evil actually did something on this, where he just showed some channels that he recommended just to throw off YouTube's algorithm for you. So even if you might not be interested in these topics that we're showing, maybe watch a few videos of them and then you'll kind of tweak your algorithm so you get some better feed in your subscription. I don't know. Anyway, that's how this started. Then we were going through all of our subscriptions and realized that we have a lot of channels, specifically I have a lot of channels that I love, that I was only going to show you guys just the ones that I thought were the very best. And there's like 20 of them, and I was like...
a lot of tabs open on the computer.
Yeah, a lot of tabs over here. Figured out how to screen share, so you're going to see some of them here in a second. And then I realized I watch a lot of YouTube. And then we asked the question, is YouTube the new boob tube? Is it the new...
Well, you've got a huge discussion going over there, so we should probably get to those.
Well, let's get to the questions. We made a pros and cons list, but we'll get to that in a second. Okay. I gotta scroll up. Okay, Greg says should be fun. Kevin R says shout out to Greg every week. Hi, guys. Elder P says it's certainly a lot cheaper than watching network TV. Didn't think about that. That is also true. So it's not, if it is a drain on your time and it does rot your brain, we'll talk about that in a second. But even if it does, it's a lot cheaper than TV. I think YouTube can be addictive. Sexy Alex says this. I watch too much YouTube. That is on our cons list. We'll get to that one. RGC Music says first live show. Hi! Welcome. Glad to have you here. Greggy says don't sweat the small stuff. Thank you very much. If you guys see problems in the newsletters, we do not take that personally. Send over your questions. You're not going to offend us. Sexy Alex says, again, I haven't turned on my TV in about 6 to 9 months, but I watch YouTube every day. I watch all the TV shows I like online.
We do that too.
That's the exact same thing. We don't watch too many TV shows. We watch Brooklyn Nine-Nine, Modern Family, Parks and Rec.
That are on right now.
Oh, we just got through Sons of Anarchy.
Reno, Sons of Anarchy.
Yeah. Reno's we watched that a long time ago.
The Office.
Yep. We kind of pick a show and then binge watch the whole series. Anyways.
Usually we can't find new shows. We just go back to old shows.
Kate says, love YouTube. So do we. Elder P says, I have a 20-year-old JanSport that we still send back to fix. Isn't that amazing?
That's really cool.
That's insane to me that there's still a company that'll stand by it like that. RGC Music says, cool, I didn't know that. Have an old JanSport. Yep, lifetime warranty. Greggy says, true story. We haven't had cable in years, but still watch plenty of shows online. That's what we do, and that's what kind of posed this question. So what, are we just tricking ourselves here, thinking we're so much better than every, average American watching 4 hours of TV every night? So I guess that should be divided into two sections. Is watching YouTube, and the second is TV. And I think if you're watching TV online like we do with our shows, I think that's the exact same as watching it on cable. I don't think there's any difference. There is the cost savings.
Right.
So that is a huge win. And I think we're going to see obviously all of these shows move online. I don't think cable's going to be around for another, decade or two. Or at least in the form that is. Probably be like an a la carte thing. Maybe you order channels only that you want. Anyway, digression. Don't need to talk about that. Let's go to the pros, though, of YouTube over network television. And the first is that for the majority of it is educational. At least that's what we watch. So I know there's a lot of daily vloggers out there which are kind of just true reality shows. But I would say 100% of maybe 99% of the channels that we have sitting here that we'll show you here in a little bit are all educational channels. So you're always, taking in information. It's not just mindless watching. You're not watching the same script. You're not watching the same love story over and over and over again. It's not canned laughter. At least there's that. And then it's also short form, which is a pro and a con. The con being that, it's lowering our attention span. It's hard to even watch full shows now, I find, just because
you're used to
watching,
bite-sized clips.
3 or 4 minutes. Easy access,
Easy access, I guess, in terms of having exactly what you want right when you want it versus on TV when is it there, is it available, but YouTube just type it in.
And not only that, it's the price thing too. It's just no matter,
right.
I guess you have to have internet, but they have, I think they have lower income internet packages for people. I think Comcast has that for like $10 a month you can get if you qualify for welfare or something. Anyways, this is probably the biggest thing for me. The biggest benefit for YouTube for me is that money is not driving the content for the most part. Obviously, we're seeing people come over here and money drives everything. Who are we kidding? But I think it's funny when people say that, oh, you know, you can't trust it if it's on the internet. I actually think it's the exact opposite, that the only thing you can trust is if it's on the internet, because that's the only sliver of hope. Someone is just truly passionate about something and just put it out there.
I think it
because
depends on where you're finding
the cost,
it on the internet.
It still doesn't matter to me. If it's on TV, it has an agenda. It has to make ratings and it has to make money. There's no other way around it.
Okay.
If it's on the internet, someone can pay $7 or less. They can have for free. You can have a WordPress hosted blog and you can put your thoughts out there with no motive other than you want to share your own thoughts. And that's not true for TV. And I think it's for YouTube as well that we'll go into someday. Actually, Arduino versus Evil, one of the channels we'll share with you, asked, messaged me and said, you know, why don't you guys do a video on YouTube SEO and analytics and that sort of thing. And I think that was a good idea. I think we'll do that. But so when we make a video, after we make it, we do look up like keywords to like how to title it, to kind of get better results in the search engines, because obviously that drives views and that drives whatever, makes the world go around. But we do not let the search engines or the keywords or the money drive our content. We just say what's on our mind. I think that's completely different than than TV. Yeah, so let's go back. Comments, we'll stop there for a second. We've got a bunch of comments.
Scroll up.
Scroll up. That's it.
No, it's not.
Oh yeah, you're right. Sorry. Morna's right. She always is. BoobTube tends to be mindless and passive. At least with YouTube, you're halfway active. You at least choose to comment content, fight trolls.
That's another thing we're going to mention.
We'll get to that in 1 second. You guys are way ahead of us. Blogs are my BoobTube. You're one of the only YouTube shows I watch regularly, but at least I'm learning things, usually from what I read. True. Thank you very much, first of all, for watching us. And second of all, I think that's, is it almost true with all blogs, I would say? Like, so the blogs what blogs do you follow?
I was following Young House Love for the last few years, but they actually just kind of stopped, which is sad.
So what is is it educational content?
Yeah, it's like all DIY type stuff.
Right. So the majority of the stuff we follow is all educational. And I don't know if that's just fits into the mold and that's the best type of medium for that type of content or what. I watched Downton instead of the Super Bowl. I'm only 29. Yes, we did not watch the Super Bowl either. We caught. Oh, you know what? We did.
Doing our video.
We had to. Even for the halftime show, we just wanted to see the halftime show.
But you could get online. We didn't make it in time. Yes, I could.
Anyways, I'm not saying that we torrented, but it was awesome. Uncle Dog YouTube channel, vacuum and prepare in theory. Yes, I have not heard of. Actually, I have heard of Uncle Dog, but I do watch a lot of channels like those, so I will check that one out. Thank you. Us too switched over to see the last 5 minutes of the Super Bowl and had plenty to talk about the next day. Exactly. From what I've heard, it was a very underwhelming Super Bowl. Everything outside of the game. The game was awesome, and the commercials and everything else was pretty underwhelming.
I didn't see any.
That's the talk around the office. If you're just watching shows that you want to watch and aren't randomly surfing, then I think it's better than TV.
That's interesting.
That's interesting too. You can't.
It's not like just clicking.
Yeah, just to fill your mind.
I don't know. You could just keep watching. No, I don't know.
Yeah, no, I don't think it's the same as surfing.
No, I don't think so
Because I
either.
think you're thinking about a particular topic, and the worst case scenario is it takes you on a rabbit trail and you end up learning something completely new that you had never thought of. Agreed, PBS is awesome. Love PBS. Like Frontline, we like American Experience. We like, what other PBS shows do we watch?
I don't know.
I don't know. Other shows. Like PBS. But the PBS app, we don't have TV. What about public access? Yes. I think a big benefit of online YouTube, Netflix is that it's easy to come across other content, interests based that you watch on. Exactly. So you're more apt to find something that you had never thought of. Learn about that. You want to know something that I just saw on YouTube was shoemaking. And I would have never thought of that. And
shoemaking.
I would love to make shoes now. That's another thing. I just came across a new blog today, Frugal Woods, worth your time.
I think we follow them on Twitter.
Do we?
I think so.
Nice. We'll check it out.
Yes.
Lauren, I was sad about Young House Love too.
Broke my heart.
Yeah. Well, what's the other one you follow too?
Bower Power. I don't know. There's a few.
Okay. Frugal Woods, I read them. All right, we've got a couple recommendations for Frugal Woods, so we'll check them out for sure. Okay.
I think they're going to FinCon.
Oh, yeah?
I think so.
Oh, yeah. How did you guys like the FinCon video? So with all the interviews of, oh, gosh, there's so many people. J Roth, J Money, Paula.
Yeah.
Tons of people. Oh, Chris Tucker. Chris Tucker was hilarious. I need to tweet him and tell him that because he asked me what to, when we put that up, and he had a hilarious interview. So money not driving the content. Next one was the
community aspect.
The community aspect of YouTube. You don't get that with TV. We've made real friends here on YouTube, and you know, you're constantly involved. You get questions, you get answers, you can voice your opinion. Your opinion is heard.
Right.
Also different than TV. Even if your opinion is heard on TV, it's not like it makes a real big difference unless that changes the view. We already talked about the wide exposure to topics. You get on a rabbit trail. I mean, being that there's no money driving it, like you said, vacuum and amp repair, which one ever you're talking about, there is every topic under the sun on YouTube, and that's very, very cool. This is actually a pro for me that is less politically correct and less safety conscious. So, you know, TV is very constrained that it can't really put itself out there and try new things because if it were to be unsafe or if it were to be offensive, then they can't air it. So YouTube is a free-for-all. It's the Wild West right now. Sexy Alex says, I like Afford Anything with Paula. We love Paula. Everybody loves Paula. Have you ever met anybody that doesn't love Paula? It's amazing. Time Stacy says, going slowly. Be prepared to spend a lot of time reading back content. I will check it out. Very cool. What's the topic? Is it like just life or money or what's the topic for that one? Some cons of YouTube. A lot of these are similar with TV, so where do the lines cross? Where is YouTube less productive than otherwise? And that is actually the first one. With YouTube, you are still consuming rather than producing. And if you watched us at all, you know that we think producing is really integral to your own happiness and just a much better way to spend your time than
Which it's fine
consuming.
to consume in the right amounts.
Right.
To not overconsume.
What would you say is the right amount? How much YouTube or TV is too much TV?
I don't know.
What's off the top of your head?
I guess it depends on what else you're doing.
I'm going to throw a number. I'll say an hour.
An hour a day?
Hour a day is enough. Another con, you're still sedentary. You're not active. You could be out gardening or chasing your dog around the yard, whatever. If you're on a computer, on a tablet or whatever, you're still contributing to your own, you know, obesity. All the problems with TV still exist for YouTube in the health respect. Going slowly, the bike around the world for 2 years and posted every day, and now building a cabin and homestead in Vermont.
Ooh, that's cool.
I really like that. A lot of the YouTube channels that we'll show you here in a second are very kind of centered alternative lifestyle blogs and vlogs. YouTube does have the potential to be purely entertaining, not to have any sort of educational value, which isn't necessarily a bad thing, but you know, if you are addicted to watching, we'll say cat videos or whatever, where you're not necessarily getting any value out of it, nothing wrong with it, but it can get out of hand.
The next one is disruptive to sleep, which is especially true for like me. Watching too much TV right before bed bothers me, where Mike can watch it and have no issues. But so I guess that depends on you.
But it's still not healthy.
No, it's not.
It's something I wish I would read more, which now, thank you, Brad, that I have a couple hardcover books to read. The blue light or whatever, the backlight, isn't good for your eyes before bed, and it doesn't help you sleep. And I used to watch TV every night before bed when I was a teenager, and then when we got married, Lauren put the kibosh on
that's
on
not
that.
a thing. He would fall asleep watching TV. Wouldn't you put it on sleep?
Oh yeah, it's at the TV.
That was terrible.
Yeah. So we got married. That was no more. But now, and that was great, and I never slept better because I didn't have that backlight on my eyes for going to sleep. And then we got an iPad, however, a year or two ago, and now I'm back to the backlight. Anyways. Sexy Alex says, unless you're watching fitness videos regarding the not being active. Very true. Oh, there's so much to talk about. So one of the blogs, we're not going to show this channel because I don't actually watch it, but the Book, we talked about the YouTube Black Book with Christopher Sharp, is I think his name. We talked about it once before, just about YouTubing in general. He wrote a book about how to YouTube better. And two of his channels, one's a cooking channel and one is a yoga channel. So very true, fitness channels are a thing and people watch those. They're very popular. Let's go back to comments for a second. Really want to go to FinCon, but need to get out of debt first. Absolutely, couldn't agree with you more. It was a lot of fun, but it is fun. It's a vacation-ish type thing, and if you're not in the position financially to do that, I would not recommend it. Best YouTube channel ever, Mike and Lauren. High five.
Aww. Thanks, Greg.
Thanks, Greg. Stacy, going slowly, bike around. Saw that. Greg, no-ish time limit on YouTube if you're learning something. True. TV shows have to be either 22 minutes or 42 or 44 minutes. No commercials.
That's fantastic.
What are we talking about? Most you have to watch is 5 seconds of a commercial. Kevin R says, I do pre-shopping on YouTube. I just bought a knife. I watched 30 minutes of Nut and Fancy, a trusted, very detailed, informed review, and made a purchase online without ever seeing the product in person.
I do that a lot too.
Yes.
It's helpful.
Yeah. There's a lot of channels, and that's part of the community, I think, where you start to learn to trust the people, because there's some channels that we'll show you here in a minute that if he recommended something or she recommended something, I would absolutely take that as if a friend had recommended it. So,
right. Which is kind of funny.
Which is kind of funny, because I think you do have to be careful, though, because money can drive. Once you get to a certain size, there is money in YouTube and recommending something. And even with the number of subscribers we have now, we get offers occasionally for, I won't even say it, some warehouse company wanted to advertise on our channel or something like that. So it is possible that, but with us, we'll never recommend something or anything like that unless we actually use it and like it. Okay. Addictive like TV, we've already mentioned, and our last con for the night is that it is mostly uncensored, and that could be good and bad. The good part of it was we talked about there's less safety conscious, blah blah blah. The bad is there's more violence if they want to be. There's no network. There's no who monitors TV.
I can't think of
What is the name of it? What's the governing agency that monitors TV? Anyway, let us know. There's not that on YouTube. YouTube will not allow nudity or anything like that, but language and things like that, language and violence are fine. Okay, last bit of comments. Lindsay said I'm a suck-up, says Greg. That's fine. There's nothing wrong with being a suck-up. Yeah. If we're the best YouTube channel, best place for consumer reviews, Kevin R. So that is the, what did you say, Nut and Fancy? See, I've never heard of that. This is awesome. This is why I'm very happy we did this video.
FCC, thank you.
FCC, yes, thank you. FCC. All right, so pros and cons. We'll end there for a second on the pros and cons. If you have any more, let us know in the comments. You're a couple seconds behind us. We'll let you catch up, and then we'll show you some of the channels that we like. Oh, gosh, there's so much to talk about tonight. We're already at 22 minutes. Looks like when we go over our channels, we'll just go over them real quick. But here is an idea I had. Let me know what you guys think. 1 second. Okay, and this one I might actually do. If it exists, this is what I'm going to know. Do you know if it exists? If it does, let me know where it is. But basically, a TV guide, sort of, for YouTube. Meaning, every once in a while, YouTube will suggest a channel that is awesome. And they have like 200,000 subscribers. And I'm like, how have I not known about this channel all along? It's exactly what I watch, and YouTube just never decided to recommend it to me. And there's nowhere that you can go to find this kind of stuff. So I'm thinking there's a website where users can submit to their own category. So like, we like sailing YouTube channels. We like RVing YouTube. We like DIY YouTube channels. So all these YouTubers could put their channel in this category, because the categories right now for YouTube are people and blogs, how to and style. How to and style, I think, are put together. So the categories are really bad. So it'd be a website that would better categorize YouTube channels that people could submit their own channels to. And then you could also turn it into like a guide thing, like here's our recommended videos in this category type thing. This was all just today that I thought of this. So if you have any, polish that idea, let me know. If you think it exists, let me know. And if you think it's a good idea, let me know before I dump time and money into it. I would like to actually make it. Although I am hot on the idea just because I thought of it today. So you never know. YouTube in general for consumer reviews, nothing fancy good too. Love cooking channels, they do make me hungry. Yes. We don't watch any cooking channels on
No, but
YouTube.
Cooking Network is on at work all day, and it makes me so hungry.
Mm-hmm.
It's always cupcakes in the morning.
Yeah.
You can say yeah like you know.
I don't know. You said the news is on all day.
On the other TV.
Yeah. Before we switch over to the other angle here, I wanted to hear your thoughts on that YouTube TV guide type thing.
They can keep commenting while we go into that, can't they?
Yes, they can. I'm going to switch real quick to our screen here. Please don't exit out of these. We're going to try something new tonight. Hopefully this works. Can you guys see our browser? Okay. Sexy Alex says RV channel's Gone with the Winds. Yes, I love Gone with the Winds.
Mm-hmm.
They're not as personal as I like. We're not actually about ready to buy an RV, so it doesn't really help us too much, but their last couple of videos have been really cool. Anyways, here are the channels that we currently watch, or at least that are our favorites, or my favorites. This is the one I watch every night. This is Wrangler Star. He does a lot of cool restoring of old tools. He does a lot of homesteading stuff, really just kind of random projects. I don't know why this is the channel I watch every night, but if he has a video that pops up, I'll usually save it before I go to bed and watch that. We're going to go through these quick. Mark P0177. He does not post videos very often, but if you can catch one of him, all his videos are really high quality. Not really high quality, but really cool topics. And he's also a homesteader, and you'll see a lot of homesteading and DIY type channels. Kirsten Dirksen. If you are into the simple living and alternative lifestyle.
It's a pretty cool channel.
So those first two channels are ones I watch only. Lauren never watches those. This one she watches with me. It's all about tiny houses. It's about simple living, debt-free, just kind of really anything that's really off the wall you'll find on her channel. CGP Gray.
Ooh,
a lot of people know this one. Obviously, he's very, 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 very popular. But all of his videos are of the utmost quality and of really obscure but really cool topics. Definitely recommend CGP Gray. Vlogbrothers, if you don't watch Vlogbrothers, they're pretty cool. I don't know why we got watching these, but they started VidCon.
Yeah.
And Hank just interviewed President Obama on YouTube if you watch that. Matthias Wandel, I'm not sure. This guy is awesome. He builds just the craziest contraptions all out of wood. So if you're into woodworking at all and just want to see crazy things that you've never seen done before, he makes wood gears out of wood and does a lot with wooden gears. Arduino vs. Evil is who we were talking about earlier. He does really cool stuff that you'll never see. I don't know if he's an engineer or a chemist or something, but does just crazy stuff that you're not going to find anywhere else on YouTube. And if you're not into that sort of thing, it can be really boring. But if you're looking for truly original stuff, this is the place to go. He does tool reviews where he'll actually take the tools apart and then look at them under a microscope and look at the castings and examine the power ratings, like crazy. Jimmy Diresta. Check.
Sorry,
our camera died. Oh, that doesn't matter because you couldn't hear us. Okay, Jimmy Diresta is an artist and a woodworker and makes just crazy stuff that you've never thought of. He just made this knife holster thing that, just check his channel out if you're into woodworking or art or anything like that. Izzy Swan also makes crazy woodworking stuff. So I watch a lot of woodworking channels. These are just the ones that I'm highlighting that make crazy stuff that you've never seen before. He just made a picnic table that all folds up into a big square, and you just push down the chairs and it all pops up, and everything's made out of wood. Really cool. I like to make stuff. So this is Bob, and he has a really cool channel that has just blown up this year. He is a testament to the power of collaborations on YouTube, because he had I think I started following him when he had 8,000 subscribers, 9 months ago or something. And he's gained 100,000 subscribers this year. He does Q&A interviews with more popular channels. Really cool. Drunken Woodworker we've talked about before, I think. He makes some cool projects, and he also does a weekly woodworking wrap-up review, kind of like the show that we're doing now. He just highlights other channels, so that's pretty cool. This is the sailing channel that we watch the most.
Dallas is pretty cool. They are from Seattle, but they are in the Philippines now. And so we've been following them for a few months now. It's pretty cool to see and dream about where we want to go someday.
Yes, they're a really cool channel. Probably our favorite sailing channel.
Mm-hmm.
Second would be Wicked Salty.
Although we started watching Wicked Salty not that long ago.
Yeah, probably just a month or two ago.
I like them because they have a dog on their boat.
Yep. They're a young couple on a boat with a dog, so that's cool if you like sailing stuff. Third and last sailing one is Catch and Raise. We just literally found these guys like 3 weeks ago. And they have a catamaran, and they're a family of 4 right? in the Caribbean, so that's a cool one. What I learned. This is an awesome channel. This is a completely underrated channel. They only have like 4,000 subscribers. I think they're a test tube channel, which means they're owned by Discovery or something like that.
Really cool travel type stuff.
Yeah. So it's basically him going to just places all over the world and says things he learned in each of these places, but really, really, really high production quality. Definitely recommend What I Learned. Go subscribe to that right now. Frank Howarth. If you want woodworking to be entertaining, this is it. So of all the woodworking channels, are we? Oh yeah, we're live. Okay. Of all the woodworking channels that Lauren can watch, this is the one because he does a lot of stop motion stuff and makes really cool things and just really well put together. Definitely recommend Frank Howarth. Colin Furs, I can't remember how to pronounce it. Crazy guy that also just makes things that you've never seen before. He does a lot with pulse jets. He makes his own like jet. He put a jet on a bike and things like that. He put a jet on a tea kettle. So you literally light a jet engine and it heats the water in like 10 seconds. If you want to see crazy stuff, that's another one of those. Video creators, this is the main channel I watch for like YouTube updates and how to YouTube better, that sort of thing. There's a couple other ones that I just don't really watch that much. For whatever reason, I've stuck with Tim at Video Creators. Regular car reviews, I just find these really funny. If you've never seen him before, basically he just has regular cars and makes an 8-minute video review of the car, not really talking much about the car itself, just kind of like the psychology of people who drive that type of car.
The one Mike watched yesterday was about the Honda Civic.
Yeah, really funny. He's gotten really, really good lately. He's really honed in on his craft. And last one we'll show you real quick is our friend Rita, and she has a channel, Tips for Life. And she is kind of all over the place. She does vlogs, she does like short films and stuff like that. But we'll have her on a live show here soon because she's really fun to hang around and funny. So check out her channel as well. And I think that's it.
Oh, great blog, Bum Puzzle. Yes. Mike read their
I read the book. Yeah. I love Bum Puzzle.
Yeah.
Talk about, out of the box kind of stuff. I didn't read his book about, I think it's like living life on the margins or something like that. He's a day trader or something, I think. And so I didn't really get into that. But the sailing, and now they're RVing around the country. Really cool. No way I bought an axe because of Wrangler Star. Yes. Now I know, because of Wrangler Star, I know how to hang an axe. I know what I'm looking for in an axe, the different types of axes. If you would have asked me a year ago if I would have been into axes, yeah, I've never even told you this, do you? I know a lot about axes now, just because watching Wrangler Star pretty much every night. Let's see. Mike, check your notifications. I just did before the show. Yeah, we're getting to the point where we're getting probably 3 or 4 emails a day and, probably 5 or 10 comments. So it's getting, before work, quite a bit to answer all the comments. But thank you guys for them. The Boss of the Swamp. Never heard of it. What's that one about? I'll check that one out. And 2 dittos for Kirsten. Love Kirsten. Probably, I would say that's one of my favorites. Like my top 3 favorite channels, just because
it's just interesting.
And it's also kind of the model I want our channel to take once we retire, is just kind of going around the world, finding people who are doing extraordinary things, and then showcasing those people. So if that's what you like, I'm glad to hear that, because that's probably where we're going to be going.
Exposing alternatives. That's funny because they just found us. Exploring alternatives. Yeah. Yes, sorry. My brain's not working right now. It's funny because they just found us, so we started following them. And then when I was on their Facebook, I saw Greg E on there. Yeah,
and I actually wanted to put them up there. I forgot, and then they just haven't had a video in the past couple days, so they didn't show up in my feed. So sorry, Exploring Alternatives. Yes, I watched actually all of their videos 2 days ago. You should go check them out. Yeah. I think that's it.
I think it is.
We're 35 minutes into this. If you guys have any more channels, let us know. If you have any more thoughts on the TV versus YouTube debate, leave them in the comments after the show. Thank you guys for watching.
Thanks.
Bye.
Bye.
It's going to take me a second. I got to go to the other page. And
Okay.
we are off. Nope.
Are we?
We're not
I don't
off.